Hello everyone, welcome to another vlog of Ruby Quest Undertow. Today we have a special guest who will be helping us demonstrate some basic battle mechanics, the dummy. Say hello. Alongside this, I'll just be showing off some more movement details that GitMaker has implemented. So wait, before I get into these though, I'm happy to say that it was fully possible to add bindable keys to the game. So when we get around to it, we'll definitely be embedding that in a more user-friendly format, hopefully. So, now that that is over with, let me first start by showing previous movements I've covered in the last vlog real quick. I'm going to shut up for a moment so you can hear some footsteps we've added in. As you've heard, the footsteps do get a little louder when Ruby is running. We've also added some sounds for when you run into a wall. Nasty. So that's it for the whole walk-in deal. Let's move on to the new stuff, namely the battle stance. When you go into the battle stance, default key control, you will not be able to move around, but you can face in whatever direction you want. I was thinking about ways to improve on the battle system of my previous Death Proclaimed games, and this seems to be one of the best ways. In those games you had to move one tile in a certain direction in order to face it, and that made it really difficult for when you were being cornered. So we came up with this. Very nice. Ruby's starting to feel a little antsy, so now I'll show you some stabbing action. Her stamina doesn't go down too much because she is using a scalpel, which is obviously a light weapon. Using heavier weapons will greatly decrease your stamina, of course. She only has one animation for this weapon, but every character that you'll play in this game, that being, let's see, 5 in total, have their own unique animations for each weapon. So now we will stab this dummy. It's alright, he's thick-skinned. We aren't going to pull off the whole red screen flash thing when you get hit, but instead we'll be adding a vignette that surrounds the edge of the screen. Like a red one, if you know what I'm talking about. But let's move on to some more maneuvers you can pull off while in ready stance. You can block, default key X. It will not completely negate damage, but it is quite an easy way to lessen it. It will not decrease your stamina nearly that fast in the final product, but maybe in a harder difficulty. Let me show you guys something real quick. There we go. So you can also dodge attacks, default key Z. Oh, by the way, you can only dodge and block while you're in the ready stance. So yeah, Z to dodge. It's a very useful maneuver, especially because the way it works is that it will negate damage as if an enemy never hit you. The downside is that it does take off a rather large chunk of your stamina, so you'll definitely have to be careful with it. So you're probably wondering, why should I use this when I could just walk out of the way of an attack? Well, some attacks will stretch beyond one tile, I can assure you. Also, even if you are pinned against a wall, the dodge will still help you avoid any incoming attacks. So that's definitely useful in that matter. So that should be mostly it. And I'm really excited for this project. We've come a pretty good ways in terms of programming, and I'm pretty excited for what's coming up. There's still a bunch to do in the graphics department, definitely, but I'm looking forward to the challenges. Felix, the judge, has also made some more tracks for us, and they're sounding very dark and ambient. Great stuff for the game. It's not going to be too lighthearted like most people probably see Ruby Quest as, but I'm sorry. Anyway. But once again, this is Vichel with Ruby Quest Undertow, which is a free project, so please support us by visiting our game page in the description below, and maybe even subscribing to it if you have an RMN account. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next vlog.